Hey, what's up guys, it's Fish here and welcome back to some exclusive Warhammer 2 gameplay. I was lucky enough to go up to Creative Assembly a couple weeks ago and record this. I went ahead and took about 2 hours of raw footage and then sieved through it to go ahead and create this. I decided to try and go for a very cinematic approach, so hopefully you guys enjoy that. It did take me quite a while to do, just go ahead and slice in cinematic shots alongside me actually playing the game and the battle itself. So hopefully you guys appreciate that, and if you do, please do drop a like and a comment on the video. I would appreciate it so much, as all the other YouTubers will be uploading the same battle and I would love for this battle to stand out, as I did spend so much time on it. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. Let me know what you guys think of it in the comments down below, and throughout this video I will be talking about my experience playing the game. So hopefully you enjoy it and I'll see you guys in the video. Okay guys, let's go ahead and get stuck into this battle. So as I mentioned in the intro, there'll be cinematic shots going throughout this battle. Unfortunately, they might not sync up as well as the battle is showing, because I had to go ahead and record these afterwards, like play the battle another time to get all these cinematic shots. So I'll try and go ahead and splice it together as best as I can. So Krotkgar is our legendary lord in this battle, and we can see he has 2 spells off the bat. He has a lightning ability, and then he also has a healing ability. But the interesting thing about his healing ability is it goes ahead and debuffs his, I think, melee defense and his speed whilst he has it on him. So that's a kind of an interesting way to approach that. As well as that, we get to see the Saurus warriors as well as our 2 dinosaurs, so they make up the rest of our initial army. But don't worry, plenty more reinforcements are going to be coming to this battle momentarily. We go ahead and get our normal Saurus warriors along with the Temple Guard and some pretty deadly Cold One cavalry who do turn up. So we'll just go ahead and look at all the units. Again, that dinosaur right there was very much more of a get stuck in dinosaur, whereas the one you saw a second ago was more of a charge one. Then we get to go ahead and see the High Elves Spearmen. These guys are pretty cool. They don't really have like the tightest formation, and a few people I saw were complaining about the color of the High Elves. However, this is just one of the High Elf factions. You got to remember that the High Elves have 2 legendary lords, so because of that they're going to have different color patterns. So I imagine the more traditional High Elf colors are going to be the main king of the High Elves. Then we get to see the Swordmasters. Again, these guys look beautiful, gleaming off as they get ready to defend the bridge. And then we also get to see the High Elf Archers back here. So this is going to be the initial defense for them. They're going to have about 3 units of High Elf Spearmen on the bridge, supported by some Swordmasters, and then 2 units of High Elf Archers. Then we get to see the repeater bolt thrower up here, which was just on a perfect position to cover the bridge itself. And that racked up so many kills on my soldiers. And defending this position, we do have some White Lions along with some more Swordmasters who are going to be helping out. But you can just see the repeater bolt throwers has a perfect angle down on that bridge right there, which I have to try and cross. So it's not going to be good for me. That's going to rack up a lot of kills unless I can deal with it. And you do have plenty of tools to deal with stuff like this, which I will get onto in a little bit. Some really effective ways, which I really like how they've changed the army upgrade system. Then on the final layer, we have some more White Lions. We get to see some beautiful close-ups of them. Again, they just look spectacular. They've definitely outdone themselves on the art side of things in this game. They look really good. And this isn't even all the units for both of the rosters. There's still plenty more units for both sides to be using. Then we also get to see the Silver Helms. Again, we don't get to see any Dragon Princes, which is a shame. I want to see what they look like, because they must just be glorious, decked out in all the armor. But the Silver Helms still look very cool, and they're on a really nice hill, so they can just charge down on my men. And oh my god, there are some beautiful cinematic shots towards the end of the video of these guys just charging down at my Saurus warriors. It's not too good. I will say that. Maybe I shouldn't have approached it like that. And again, all the tactics you see in this battle, I'm not taking it super try-hard seriously, so I'm obviously going to be kind of taking it quite laid back, so don't expect, you know, the most MLG style, but that's not what this battle's about. This battle is about me just kind of sitting back and enjoying it, because I think this was the first time me actually playing the battle itself as well, so because of that, you know, I'm not going to be the most MLG person, but hopefully you guys enjoy me playing nonetheless. It's more just kind of showing off the mechanics. So I'm going to be popping down that lightning ability. It's going to be hitting in between the two units, and then we get to see our Saurus spears running up into the High Elf line under quite a lot of missile fire. The archers are opening up. We also get to see, this was one of the coolest things, I think, of the battle itself, when all the High Elf spearmen just put their spears down like that, and then we also get to see plenty of the animations as the Saurus spears do come charging in. I really do like how aerobatic the Sauruses are, as they just kind of jump up into the sky and then just throw their spears down. Some of the Temple Guard have some really nice abilities as well, and some really nice animations as they do get stuck in against the High Elves. And we'll be able to see the Temple Guard pretty soon. I believe they turn up. I think within about 4 or 5 minutes, the Temple Guard do show their faces. We also get to see the Sword Masters pushing up, but the missile fire right now is being the real nuisance. So there's a big cluster in the center, and I'm sending off my dinosaurs round the flank, which may not have been the best tactic idea, because what I could have really have done is just tried to focus down this kind of blob of High Elf infantry and try to surround that and then take that out, which definitely could have helped me out. However, silencing the missiles is also a pretty sound strategy. So something I'll touch on right now is, if you see in the kind of middle right hand side, that thing counting down from 108 right now, that is an army ability, and basically that is where you can, I don't know what the other ones are, but for this Lizardmen army, you can go ahead and spawn a unit of Cold Ones anywhere on the map, which was really cool. It's definitely efficient at taking out, say, the bolt throwers, because I could just spawn a unit of Cold Ones anywhere on the map and just stick them on top of them, and they'll take care of them. Also, something to note as well, you can see it right here, I spawned a unit of Cold Ones on the top of these archers, and they just obviously spawn up and they just start tearing these guys apart. Something to notice for the Lizardmen army though, for a lot of their creatures, they can go berserk, which basically means that you lose complete control of the unit itself, and it just goes ahead and attacks the nearest thing to it, which isn't always a bad idea. You can kind of use that to your advantage, because it means that even if they do go berserk and you can't control them, that doesn't really matter. Say if I stock a unit of Cold Ones up on that repeater bolt thrower, and they'll just attack that until they die, even if they are berserk and I can't control it, it doesn't really matter, because they're doing what I need them to do anyway. So we can see that the fight is still going on. More of my dinosaurs are moving up to the engagement. I think reinforcements are turning up very soon. I believe we get a unit, or I think we get like 5 units of Temple Guard along with 2 units of Cold One Cavalry, as I continue just to kind of clean up the fight on the bridge pretty effectively. I have taken somewhat heavy casualties, but it's fine. And what I really need to do now is take out the repeater bolt thrower. So some of my reinforcements have turned up. I've got 2 units of these skinks along with these absolute monsters. These things, which you'll see in a second, are literally like flak 88s. That's what I'm referring to them. They charge up through sunlight and shoot out a horrific beam at the enemy. They're great at taking out, individual targets, as well as hitting vast numbers of clumped up infantry as well. So they kind of got the best of both worlds, they really do. And they're awesome. We actually get some good cinematic shots of that in a little bit as well, so make sure to keep an eye open for that. So some reinforcements have turned up. We've got 2 units of Temple Guard, 3 units of Saurus Warriors, or 3 units of Temple Guard, 3 units of Saurus Warriors, and 2 units of Cold One Cavalry, so we'll be able to see them in a second as well. But they're going to be pushing up. You can also see my entire initial army has gone berserk. That's what that exclamation mark means on the screen. So they're just kind of attacking whatever's close to them. And here we go, we're going to be spawning a unit of cold ones on top of this repeater bolt thrower, and hopefully they'll be able to at least stop it from shooting whilst the rest of my army moves up, because that's the main thing, is stopping this thing from just unleashing hellfire upon my infantry. You can also see in the background as well a sun dragon making its way up, and we actually get Crockguard to fight the sun dragon, which is cool. I was told as well that the Crockguard and the sun dragon do have some custom animations as well. I believe you saw that in the teaser trailer which they released for the battle itself, so you guys can go check that out as well if you are interested. But I am deciding to start pushing back this bolt thrower, which is great, and I think the majority of the High Elf forces are actually in retreat right now, trying to fall back. So yeah, you can see right now, that's exactly what I did. I just spawned a unit of cold ones right here. Maybe not my smartest move, because these guys are about to get destroyed by the archer fire from that back line right there. However, I did manage to catch quite a few units of infantry, so overall, I mean, I guess it was okay. Again, not the most optimal way of playing this battle, but, you know, it's still fun nonetheless, and I do also get a really nice charge there. However, because I put that unit of cold ones up there, I believe some of the silver helms are going to be unlocked almost. I'm going to be charging up my missiles right there, and these things are going to actually get some 2 direct hits off on the infantry right there. You can see it getting a shot off right now, and it actually shakes as it reloads, and the skinks also throw off javelins as well. So you can see that thing, you know, when it kind of reloads, it's just shaking, getting its energy and forcing up the rest of the forces. So yeah, the cold ones are going to be taking a ton of missile fire from kind of that final defense, but I'm getting some pretty nice shots off onto the Sun Dragon right there. I need to try and encourage all my forces just to get a move on, because at the moment the Silver Helms are going to start to get ready to charge me, which is not good. I'm going to throw out my own Cold One cavalry to try and stop them. You can see that repeater bolt thrower also still firing. So here we go, some close-ups of the Cold One cavalry. Again, looking very, very cool. We also get to see some of the Temple Guard in a second, as well as they kind of mix upon the rest of the Cold One cavalry. You can see the Temple Guard making their way forward through the lines. And we'll also get to see them in combat in a bit as well. So don't worry if you want to see more of them. So I believe these are the Saurus Warriors, and the Temple Guard kind of have a bit more kind of brass to them. So the Silver Helmet, you can see that that's the repeater bolt thrower right there, just unleashing hellfire upon my cold ones, which is not good. However, the Silver Helms are going to get a really good charge off onto my skinks. That's not really too bad for me though, because it means they're kind of separated from the rest of the army, which is up there. So I can kind of just surround them and really use my numbers. You know, my entire army is here, so I can just surround these guys and take out 2 units of Silver Helms without too many casualties, I should say. Crockguard is going to be making his way back up here. He was kind of sitting back, getting his regeneration, but that bolt thrower is still firing. You can see the damage is racking up on the back of my lines. The rest of my Temple Guard are going to be moving up along with these normal Saurus Warriors, but again, look at that. That's just racking up so many kills. I thought my units killed it, but I guess not. You can see it's still shooting, and I'm going to be sending something to go deal with that as soon as I can. All my skinks are shooting out them green darts at the Sun Dragon, and I believe Crockguard is going to be fighting the Sun Dragon any second now as well, because he's going to be doing plenty of damage to it. So you can see a nice little shot up here of Crockguard fighting him, and we are actually going to manage to rout him. I believe that he is taking quite a lot of damage from the Saurus Warriors. You can see moving up the Saurus Spears, and also the huge sun cannons as well, who are getting some perfect shots off. So this thing's going to rout very, very soon. And my cold ones finally managed to make it onto this repeater bolt thrower and take it out, because oh my god, that eagle claw bolt thrower just did so much damage to me. It really did just kill, you know, so many of my men. I also forgot a unit of Temple Guard back there, because it comes on like a second later than the rest of the units. It was really weird. I had already sent a lot of my troops forward. So you can also see in the bottom left right there as well that I did have some Saurus Warriors fighting against the Silver Helms as I continue to push on. So this last assault, I've kind of pretty much got all the forces I will get in this battle. So I kind of have to be somewhat conservative with them now. I believe the High Elves still get a couple units, and one of the ways you can actually win this battle is destroying 2 of the units. When you start the kind of initial last stage, I guess, 2 more units, 2 kind of like priests come on the field on chariots, and your objective is to kill them, and if you kill them, the entire army routs and you win the battle. I think they're called archmages, and that's kind of one of the ways to win. So you kind of have to try and save your forces as best you can until that point. However, I'm going to be forming up as best I can can and pushing forward the majority of my forces. But the missile fire is definitely hurting me, and I kind of want to try and stay out of range because I don't have any more long range artillery anymore. So that's good for me. However, you know, I've definitely taken a lot of casualties on my cavalry, which are really important. I do still have one charge of my cold ones, summoning a unit of cold ones on the field, anywhere on the field. And I'm really excited to see what else they do with that. You know, I wonder what other abilities you're going to be able to use. And I also wonder if they're going to stick that into Warhammer 1, because that's a really cool thing, having like an army-wide ability, whether it's, you know, a buff or if it's summoning a unit or what. I think that's really, really cool. You know, everyone fighting under Cole Franz gets a huge buff, you know, for 45 seconds, no matter where they are on the field, because they just see Cole Franz riding Deathclaw. I thought that'd be like a really, really cool thing. So I do hope they add it to the other versions of the game, and it's also obviously something we'll see in Warhammer 3 as well. So a beautiful hit from the Sun's cannons right there, which is great. Kroxgar is being a bit of a madman there and running up by himself, so hopefully I'm going to try and retreat him, but that has initiated the entire cavalry force for the High Elves right now, and the rest of their infantry and the White Lions, and they're going to be charging downhill on this perfect slope against me, and that's going to be pretty deadly as we see them just sending my Saurus warriors right now flying. Look at them go. They are taking flight and going off into the abyss, just being pushed down. Luckily this isn't doing a crazy amount of damage, as we see the Temple Guard right there. However, it's still definitely doing damage, as you see the Temple Guard just charging up there, throwing his weapon. Some more Sauruses just going, like, rolling down the hill. We get to see some of our Cold One cavalry fighting the Silver Helms in close quarter combat now as well. So there we go. The Lord of the Solar City sends his reinforcements. So that's more High Elves, I believe, turning up as well. Oh no, that's our Solar City. That is our forces, obviously. Our Pterodactyls have turned up to the battle, and that's kind of like a range unit who throw explosives, kind of like gyrocopters. But as well as that, the Archmages have now left the temple, wherever they were. So I can now kill them. You can see them in the top left of your screen right now. So if I kill them, I win the battle. So that's something I have to really focus on, as Kroxgar does get really stuck in here. And I'm going to need him to really go in. I'm going to be popping my cold ones on the back line as well. You can see them just kind of porting down from the skies, kind of Star Trek style, and they're going to be hitting the enemy line as best they can. So it's going to be up to our forces here to really make the difference. I need to try and kind of destroy as many troops as I can, so that the rest of the forces can surround them Archmages and take care of them. I am trying my best with my Skink Warriors as well to focus down that cavalry, because I did kind of throw away my cavalry pretty badly, so I'm going to need my missiles to take care of them as best as I can. I definitely did not use my Cold One cavalry effectively in this first time of me playing the battle itself, so that was pretty brutal. I'm going to be using my Pterodactyls as well to try and take out their back line of archers, because they're definitely going to be racking up plenty of kills. But you can see some of my Saurus warriors have actually gone berserk, and again, that's a very interesting mechanic for the Lizardmen, that just pretty much your entire army can go berserk and just attack whatever's in front of them. So we get to see some Temple Guard right now fighting it up against the White Lions. So pretty much, you know, the best of the best for both sides fighting against one another. Obviously I have Kroxgar here supporting me, and again we get to see some of the background battles as well. Again, the whole atmosphere for this game just is amazing. I really, really do dig it, and hopefully you guys are liking the look of it as well. I definitely did get this down, because it is so different to the first Warhammer in the environment. You know, heavy, dense jungle. We got the islands and stuff like that. It's going to be very, very interesting. And I've also seen some of the campaign map as well, and that does look really, really cool as well. So the campaign map definitely does capture the atmosphere of being completely different from the old world. So that's definitely something to look forward to as well in that. And I mean, hopefully we'll get to see some more, you know, campaign trailers and stuff like that in the future, as Warhammer really isn't that far away. It's only, what, 3 months away now? So that's awesome. I can't wait to get my hands stuck into this. And if you're interested in what I'll be doing on launch, I'll be doing a Lizardmen campaign, as I love the Lizardmen. I played a shit ton of them in Blood Bowl 2. So I'm going to be doing a Lizardmen campaign, and then when they release the ultimate campaign where it's got the Warhammer 1 and Warhammer 2 combined, which is about 2 or 3 or 4 weeks after release of this game. I'll be doing a High Elves campaign because they're kind of in the middle of everything, so I felt like that'd be a good way to approach the old world and the new world meeting one another. So hopefully you guys look forward to that, and obviously make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I'll be obviously following this game up to launch, as well as showing off any new content I get and talking about releases, so it's definitely something to subscribe for sure. So, the final battle is still occurring. I'm getting hit pretty hard round the back right there by the Silver Helms, who still have men left in them. However, I am using all my forces to try and take down them chariots. The Archmages are still just, you know, harassing me in the back. We get to see a beautiful spell right here come off from the High Elves. Look at that! Look how awesome that looks. It's like a phoenix just going along the battle line. And imagine that down a battle line, you know, the entire way. Much like you can see the Winds of Death or something like that. That is just going to be brutal if you clump up your soldiers and don't have a staggered battle line. That is just going to rip apart your infantry. It really is. I also liked the fact that it left like molten lava on the ground as well. I thought that looked really cool. We're going to see the Temple Guard once again fighting hard. I'm actually routing the Swordmasters, so that's good to see these guys pushing them back. They're also supported by just normal Saurus warriors, and I'm going to be focusing down everything I have now onto killing the last units of them Elven Mages right now. If I can kill the Elven Mages, I should be fine in this battle. You can see my Pterodactyls going after them. Kroxgar is actually still really healthy as well. Even though he doesn't have any healing abilities left, it doesn't really matter too much because there's not too much like heavy infantry for him to deal with, so he can just kill the rest of the archers pretty convincingly. And luckily them Silver Helms back there aren't turning their heads and coming back towards my infantry. Oh, I spoke too soon. That's exactly what they're doing. That's not good. However, I am just obviously, as you can see, selecting everything to go after these bad boys. I believe I did also get my cannons here. You can see I've got my 88mm black cannons, which I'm going to call them, are focused down on the Archmages. Again, another shot of the Temple Guard fighting against the Swordmasters here with all their cool animations of just jumping into the sky and throwing their weapon at the Swordmasters. And it'd be pretty hard for them to defend that, as they, you know, only have a sword. I'm sure they'll be able to deflect it, though, as they are master swordsmen. We also have a legendary lord, or not a legendary lord, but an elven lord back there as well. You can see he's got a sword and shield, as the Silver Helms just pile into the back of my Temple Guard. That is not good for me at all. However, the rest of the battle is pretty much won now. Kroxgar is going to go after, or Kroxgar, sorry, is going to go after the rest of these mages and do plenty of damage to them, along with the sun cannons as well, who are going to be, you know, just training in, you know, sniper style on these bad boys and killing them. And that will obviously rout the rest of the forces. I mean, balance of power is still in my favour anyway. There's a lot of scattered units, but I think even if I didn't kill these bad boys, we would still win. That shot's missing, unfortunately, but I believe the other one is getting very close to hitting it. I believe we just killed one of the chariots, and the other one is going to get destroyed very soon. So yeah, that is the battle. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. It was awesome getting the chance to play it. We got to see a bunch of stuff which we're going to be seeing in Warhammer 2, which does come out on the 28th of September. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please do make sure to drop a like and a comment on the video itself. I'd really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next time, and fish out.